Beautiful spring morning, finally, in Michigan, out at a starter build project for Nifty hoops. And you can see we've got the layout done, all the ground posts in, and the baseboards on both ends of the house. This is the way we set up the building of all the bows. We've got the cross braces here with the girts ready to attach, and then we take one at a time and move it up to the bow station where we make the full assembly and then carry it off and make a little pile of bows ready to go stand them up in the house.
So when we're building bows, there's a hole for every bolt. There's nothing to measure or mark. The only things really to pay attention to, we've got a square hole in the top of these side girts where we're going to attach the side purlin. If there's ever a place for a bolt to go up or down, it's got to go from the bottom up so we can tighten the nut on top. And then we've got a black stripe up here when we put the rafters together to indicate the side that's closest to the top. That gets all the holes oriented the right direction. 9 bolts tighten up, and we got bows ready to stand. And then we've got a specific end wall bow that we're going to put together with all the end wall square steel parts. There's nothing worse than trying to put wiggle wire channel on the end bow while it's up in the air. When you have it stood up, this is 14 feet off the ground and really awkward. We got the trailer here, so this is a handy workstation to put it on. But you can do this sitting on the grass or on the dirt. It's nice to prop it up a little bit, get it off the ground. But this channel's on here to attach both the end wall poly as it comes up and then the top poly coming over that. Again, to make this easier, instead of putting these wiggle wire channels on while all these parts are standing up and having to work off of ladders, much easier to drive a tech screw with your body weight up over it on the ground here. We have all these channels turned to where the outside of the hoop house is where this channel's going. We're going to flip all these over as we assemble this end wall and then pull the bow into it and stand it up. We've got channels that are the same length as all these uprights. You can tell an upright because it's got this sculpted shape for where it's going to meet the bow. There's a channel that's the same length as those when our hinge is bent up. We're going to take and place these on the ground post, use these as hinges to make it easy to stand this wall up. And we've got channels that are cut to the same length as all 6 of those uprights. And we've got an 8-footer for this 8-foot header that's going to go on here. So now you can see we've got this end wall square steel put together to where it's about ready to join the bow and stand it up. I want to point out that there's one part that's very close to the same length as this one, just a little bit longer for the top of the louver, and it's got 3 little pilot holes. That's the one that has to go up here at the top of this louver instead of the 2 shorter ones that make the horizontal parts. So we've got this end wall ready to stand now. You're not going to have my magic tape measure, but if you just make a mark at 14, 41, 96, and 138, you're going to have some marks down each side of this thing that'll help you balance it out as you're putting it on. Don't have to hit the marks exactly, just try to get it about the same on both sides. Let's stand some bows. I go. You go.
Nice.
We call side purlins are 4 feet long and attach end to end across these side girts that we've put in as we build our bows. First thing is to drop the bolt through from the top to the bottom, attach the one that you've got connected from the previous bow, slide on the next one, and then I hold them up in position as I tighten them up, like so. Come down the ladder. Easiest way I found is just drag the ladder back 4 feet. Bring the next one back up with you. And repeat the process. So, top purlin's a lot like the side purlins, just a continuous piece 12 feet long. We can walk right across these cross braces. They're well supported in the middle. And again, everything's pre-drilled. We've got a square hole on the top, drop the bolt through, put a nut on it, and then just move to the next one. Well, we've got the end wall up now. Nate and I stood this together, just the two of us. As soon as we got it upright, Nate held it, and I went ahead and put one bolt in, the top purlin that was in place to hold it there. And then we took these screws out. This bolt here just really sets the height of everything. Once we get those in place, then we reset these screws, put an extra screw in these wiggle wire channels. And then we just went to level it, put a couple levels on here, get the bubbles in. And once we've got this level, go ahead and set all our wind braces. See that we've added riv nuts on all of our bows and pre-drilled holes in our hip boards. We have 1/4-inch bolts that are going to fasten on these hip boards very firmly. They're holding the poly, so good idea to keep these things on. But all you got to do is just I like to stand up on the baseboard, get a little extra height, line the two holes up. Done. Nope. So on our side purlins, the first ones at each end, we've got this adjustable side purlin. So we've put it in and hooked it up to the end wall, and I'm just going to go ahead and set a couple tech screws to set this length now. So we've added another wind brace up in the bows to stabilize this end wall a little bit. Again, it's an adjustable fit. I'm putting this bolt in from top to bottom, so we're not going to have a bolt pointed toward the poly up above. Tighten up the bracket. A couple of tech screws for the length, and it's all set. We put an electrical conduit down the length of the hoop house. As much as it is a nice convenient place to run some wires for the louvers and any lights or anything else you want to add, outlets, it really does serve a functional purpose as a collar tie, tying all these cross braces together. Each one of these is a very strong brace, but if they start to move independent of each other, they can lose their strength. So when we tie them together with a collar tie, we'll make sure we get really nice, good glue joints, glue both sides, get it all the way into that socket, and hold it there while it sets up. Sometimes I kind of push back out. And then we're tying them to each of the braces. Now every one of these things is locked together. So at the ends, we're coming from the last bow, clamped in there, turning 90 degrees into a box. Again, as much to tie all these things together as for the electrical advantage. And there's tabs on these that are meant for fasteners, but I like to just go right through the back of the box and run a couple tech screws in, get a really good solid fitting. We put in what we refer to as baffles in the corners. This is where our roll-up sides are going to go, and we want the roll-up side to have some overlap, 4 feet of overlap, so wind's not getting in behind it. And it's a nice place to be able to come in and wire the thing closed and have it be real tight in the wintertime. And simply run a wiggle wire channel. We've added channel to both these two end bows, so we have something to fasten this. Two is the hip board, is this nice big double wide aluminum extrusion, very sturdy channel. Acts as another purlin in the house basically. And it's designed to take this, what we call a cam lock. We're going to use these when we put the top poly on the house. So the side curtain's going to hang here. And we're just going to run it down the house and just wire it on back and forth like this with wiggle wire. And the cam locks are always going to be turned. They would be this way if it was in the bottom channel, or this way if it's in the top channel, because we want this tab towards the center. And there we have a completed starter build. We got all the layout done, all the ground posts in. In this case, we went ahead and put all the baseboards on. 6 bows standing, which allowed us to get the hip boards on there.
side purlins, top purlin, get the structure wind braced, and really demonstrate each of the tasks that the grower is going to continue to finish out the hoop house.